How are you? How are you? How are you? No, firstly, Ambassador, let me thank you deeply for creating time, Your Excellency, to be with us and communicate our condolences on the many, many casualties the Iranian people are sustaining in this war, and also on the death of the supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei. Please accept our condolences. I guess I'd like the ambassador to give us a basic political and historical education. For many of us who may not be very competent because maybe of the poverty of our education system, but also the poverty of our media and public discourse. We know very little about Iran. So the first question I have, and I plead that the ambassador really takes it very in the most basic sense. Who are the Iranians really? And how long has Iran been in existence?
Thank you very much. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. First of all, thank you inviting us to discuss about Iran and about the recent developments in our region. And thank you for expressing your solidarity with the Iranians and your sympathy. And thank you for the condolences that you express regarding to the martyrdom of our great leader and the people, ordinary people, which killed by United States and Zionist regime in this war. It is about 40 days that my country is under the attack, illegal attack of United States and Israel. Iran is an old country in the region of Western Asia. It comes back centuries, the history of Iran. We have a very rich civilization, more than 7,000 years, 5,000 years, or 3,000 years. There's lots of idea about the existence of Iran. In our region, the very basic civilization and the very beginning of the civilization was in our region and start in our region. We have a city in Iran which name is burned city, Shahr Sukhte. The civilization, the history of civilization of this city came back to 5,000 years ago, and the findings, the articles that they find in this city comes back to 5,000 years ago. The political structure of Iran based on the desire of the people of Iran. And in revolution in 1979, the people expressed uh, they want to have a new uh, idea, new ruling of our country. And the our ruling country was the kingdom in Iran, and in 1979 the people asked for another structure, and they arrange and organize a revolution and start a revolution, and with this revolution they um, put an end to the monarchy regime of Iran and establish a new method of democracy which based on two pillars. One is uh, Islam, which is our religion, and it is rooted in the beliefs of people. for more than 1,400 years. And one pillar is the democracy and republic of Iran. They combined these two methods and create a new method of ruling country in our society, and our political structure based on these two pillars in Iran. Um, all the institutions and all the authority choose by people directly or indirectly. For example, the leader, which is the most important figure in our country, choose by the people indirectly. The people, um, um, with the election, through the election, choose their representative, the assembly of experts, elites, and they come together to choose the leader based on the characteristic that uh, uh, defined in our constitution. Um, and also the president, for example, our president choose by the people for 2 mandates. Each mandate is 4 years. The represent and deputy of the parliament also choose by the people. There is no limitation for choosing. They can be chosen several times in the assembly, in the majlis, representative, as a representative and deputy. Um, we have judiciary system, which is completely independent, uh, and we recognize the independence of judiciary system. We have some municipality, like South Africa, a regional election and a local election. We have a general election. Uh, you cannot compare the democracy of Iran with the Western democracy or uh, with your own democracy. Uh, we have our own democracy, which is in some parts is similar to you, in some parts is different and has its own characteristics.
So maybe as an example, Ambassador, you could give us in how the system works, the current election and replacement of the new supreme leader. How did that happen? Maybe as an example to precisely how the system works.
Uh, we have it in our constitution, and we don't have any dead end in our system. The mechanism of choosing a new leader uh, is in our constitution. Uh, for example, if the leader uh, died or it's not possible to continue and fulfill its duty, the assembly of experts come together and choose the new leader, the new leadership, a new leader which has some characteristic that define in our constitution. And because of that, after the assassination of our late leader, they came together and have some session uh, to choose the new leader. We don't have any dead end in our constitution and in our law.
If I may, Ambassador, the Iranian leadership, the Iranian security forces have often experienced high levels of infiltration of spies, of officials that have seemed in the past to collaborate with Israeli interests, for instance. Is there any suspicion that the killing of the supreme leader may have been through collaboration, either in the leadership of Iran or in the security forces, that somebody may have cooperated? And I ask this also to request that you give the context in which this happened. As I As I understand, it was during the negotiations. The negotiations were ongoing since the 12-day war. Do you in any way maybe have some suspicion that the murder itself may have been in collaboration with infiltrated internal agents within Iran?
We cannot deny that there is not any cooperation or intelligence spying, but I think somehow they exaggerate
Hmm.
about that. In each system, you can see this kind of somehow manipulation of the system, and they want to penetrate somehow in the system to uh, not only to have some information or intelligence activity, but also to uh, impose the ideas about some subjects, for example. Um, um, uh, but we think that they exaggerate, they use some somehow combination of new methods. For example, they use AI, for example, and they use the uh, human in spying and in having some activities or operation inside Iran. Uh, we cannot ignore it, we cannot deny it, but we should not exaggerate about that. I think it is important that your understanding of this subject and this reality should be at the same level that it is, not more than or not less than. You cannot underestimate it, or you cannot put a very strong stress on that.
The relations between the United States and Iran before the 12-day war as well as the current January war, what have been the key moments? And maybe if you could historicize them for us, including before the revolution in 79. What were the relations with the Shah? Have those relations changed after 79? Were they always hostile? Did they get normalized? Just the context to the historical relations between Iran and the United States.
Uh, the relation between Iran and United States is not starting in 1979. I think it come back the hostility and animosity of United States come back to the 1953, the coup d'état
Hmm.
against the national government of Iran. The Mosaddegh, our prime minister, they conduct a coup d'état and arranged a coup d'état against our national government, and they toppled the government, national government of Mosaddegh, and bring back uh, the monarchy, and they support the monarchy of Iran, tyranny of Shah of Iran, and they support, for example, to um, create the very dangerous um agency, intelligence agency, which name was SAVAK in Iran, that um, captured the people or uh, tortured about the people. Um, they support Shah in this policy in Iran. On the contrary of the willing of the Iranian nations, they start the animosity against Iran at that time, and they continue it, and they were opposing the desire of Iranians when the Iranians want to have another system, political system in their country. They were opposing of that, and they, uh, for example, helping Saddam Hussein in 8 years impose war against Iran, and they provide lots of facilities for Saddam Hussein, lots of data, gave him lots of data and support financially, and also in international organization block and paralyze every decision which was and were uh, against the Saddam Hussein or in favor of Iran. They start putting sanction at the beginning of the um, victory of revolution against Iran and imposed very tough sanction, unjust sanction. These are the animosity, and they target our airplane in 1988 in Persian Gulf and killing about 300 people. They target our oil facilities at the end of war with Iraq. Um, this shows that the United States is not happy about Iranians, that Iranians want to overhaul um, um, their governance, and they want to have independence. They want to determine their determination themselves. They didn't respect the sovereignty and independence of Iranians, and they manipulate. They arrange lots of coup d'état and lots of pressure, such as I told you, supporting Saddam Hussein, supporting our enemies, and imposing sanctions against Iran. Our opposition against the United States, it's not mean that we are opposing the people of United States. We consider United States as two aspects. There are two aspects. There is the policy of United States, which is opposed us and promote the animosity, and some warmongering figures are there in order to put pressure to start wars with Iran. And there is the people of United States. We don't have any problem with the people. If you say down with USA, it's not down with the people of USA. It's down with the policy of warmongering figures or government of United States, which shows there's lots of evidence. We cannot ignore it. We cannot forget it, and we cannot forgive it because these years in 2025 and 2026, they started two wars against Iran, and they kill lots of people. They assassinate our leaders. How can we forgive and forget these atrocity against Iranians?
At the center of majority of the time, the United States seemed to have mobilized the world, that Iran is looking to build a nuclear weapon. And this is the main reason we are given for why the 12-day war started. In the first place, it was the fact that they're going to disable your capacity to build a nuclear weapon, and apparently you are very close to building a nuclear weapon. Um, were you working on building a nuclear weapon as Iran?
We have declared several times, more than several times, that we are not looking for building nuclear arms. Um, you know, they started from early 2000, this accusation, this baseless accusation against us, mostly arose from the accusation of uh, Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, that he claimed several times in international organizations like United Nations that Iran is looking for build a bomb, and there is he uh, has some definition for the building, the time, giving time, for example, 2 weeks, 5 months, 6 months. Um, he's lying and he cheat the world, the public opinion of the world. Um, we are not looking for having a bomb, and we approve it. We have a full cooperation with IAEA, and we are a member of NPT. We have rights. It's an inherent, inalienable right of us to use nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. And nobody can ignore, nobody can prevent this reality. This is our inherent right. Based on NPT, we are a member of NPT and we can use nuclear energy and nuclear as peaceful purposes. But we think nobody can make some limitation for us. We have worked with IAEA. Before 12-day wars, the inspectors of IAEA, they were in Iran. The camera were there. We are under the supervision. We are under the verification of IAEA. We are a member of NPT and member of safeguards. We respect our obligations. At the same time, we have the rights. We have some obligations which we respect and implement our obligations. We have some rights that they should respect our rights to have and to use nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. We are not looking for nuclear arms. It is based on our values, based our security doctrine. We think that nuclear arms would not help the people and the country. It is on the contrary of humanity. It is opposite of the humanity desire and will. And based off the fatwa of our late leader, it is forbidden for us. It is haram for us to build or use such a nuclear, such a arms. And it is interesting that the United States, which attack us, it is about 40 days, and once before that in 2025, it's a member of NPT. It has lots of nuclear warheads and used it against another member of United Nations during the World War II. We do not we cannot forget it, and we remember that these double standard of United States and the other entity, Israel Zionist regime, which is not a member of NPT and has lots of warhead, nuclear warhead, although they do not, and they recognize that they have nuclear arms, but everybody knows that they have it, and they are not a member of NPT, and they bombard our nuclear facilities, which is on the contrary. They violate international law and international regulations because, it's a war crime. It's a somehow war crime when you bombard peaceful nuclear facilities. We have nuclear capability. It is indigenous science. We didn't import from outside, and they cannot destroy it and eliminate it by by attacking and bombard. It's a science. It is inside Iran, and they cannot eliminate it. And we can, and we should, and we have to continue using this science and this capability.
But you did mention as well enrichment of nuclear, of uranium rather, that Israel and the United States want to impose on Iran, is enjoyed by many, many other countries where they are not seeking the same terms and the same limitations. Germany, to mention, Japan, they've got enrichment of uranium that can be turned into nuclear arsenals or nuclear weapons. Israel and the United States put a second reason that perhaps you or their fear, the fear in particular of the Israelis, is that should Iran have a nuclear weapon, it is a direct strategic threat to the Israeli state because Iran seeks the obliteration of the Israeli state. What is your reaction to that?
Um, as you mentioned, some of the countries have the capability of uranium enrichment, and they can um, easily they can divert it and build a bomb if they want. It's a hypothesis. It's not in reality. Um, we don't want to be an exception in the world based on international law. Uh, the international law and especially NPT regulation let us to have this mechanism and this it's a science. It's a for example, capability for each country. Nobody can dictate its policy on you because you have this right. And some countries use, and they're not exception, and they're not under the pressure of the others. Um, you know, the Israel accused that we want to wipe up Israel from the map, and uh, it's not correct.
Hmm.
It's baseless allegations against us. Um, in recent 250 years or more than 250 years, we didn't attack any country or any states in our region. We are a peaceful nation, we're a peaceful government. Um, but we think that Israel created an injustice and an occupation, genocide, cry, and they uh, ignored the right of Palestinian to exist in our region, and they start lots of war against their its neighbors, its neighboring countries, Arab countries. We think that Israel cannot continue like that. We have a solution for resolving this problem in our region, and we proposed it. It's a referendum,
Hmm.
to conduct a referendum inside Israel with the indigenous people of Israel, of Palestine, of that region. Um, those who are Muslims, or Christians, or Jews, they are equal. They can participate and vote for their uh, future government,
Hmm.
to form a new government to resolve this problem. It's not created by Iran. It is created by the policy, the warmongering people in Israel, and it's not new one. Some say that it started 7th October of 2023. No, it's not start at that time. It is started uh, 70 years ago, 75 years ago, with the atrocity of Israel, with the policy of Israel, with the genocide, it ignoring the right of people, of a nation to exist. Look at what happened in Gaza. They destroyed, they demolished all the infrastructure, all the houses, hospitals, universities, mosques, churches, and killed lots of people. More than 70,000 people have been killed, slaughtered. Most of them are women and children. The casualties of this war, it's about 10% of Gaza. It's a huge amount of people. I think these are baseless accusations that they want to divert the attention of people from their policies, their atrocities, their genocide, and introduce Iran as the main cause of the problem in the Western Asia. It's not correct. It's not correct. Our policy is very clear. We uh, define, we defend our logic and our proposition. It's a very democratic way to resolve this problem. Have a referendum with the for the people inside Israel, not those who came from, for example, Europe or Russia or the other parts of the world recently. You know, most of them came from the outside of the country, and they have double nationalities. For example, they have nationality of Germany or uh, Poland or the other countries, and they are not indigenous people of Israel, of that region
Of Palestine.
Palestine. Yes.
But most Palestinians who are indigenous to Palestine, possibly, if my calculations serve me well, half of the population was displaced, lives in Jordan, in Syria, in Lebanon. And with the current devastation that we have seen in Gaza, that also means there's been even more displacement. A referendum, it seems to me, and you will confirm if I am correct, should include Palestinian refugees
Exactly.
that are not either in Gaza or in West Bank or inside the Green Line, which is current Israel, but who are also displaced. That includes the largest refugee population in the world. Such a referendum, it seems to me, would have to include these people.
Exactly. They should include the refugees which are displaced now with this policy of Israel. They demolished their houses and forced them out of the country. They should come back to their country. They should come back to that region and have their and express their desires and to participate in this very democratic solution for that region. You know, millions of Palestinians now live in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Syria, in Egypt, in the other countries, maybe in United States or Europe. They should come back to their homeland and participate and in this election, for example.
This sounds very, very straightforward, if I understand. And in any way, nobody in the world should be forced to recognize racism, Zionism, and colonial occupation. It seems to me a very fair demand, and the solution seems as well practical and very much consistent with democracy as people come to do self-determination, at least in the modern terms. But Ambassador, you are under bombardment. The recent pronouncements by the President of the United States are promising more devastation. They've begun to target civilian infrastructure, your bridges. It's only a matter of days. They will go to hospitals as they did in Gaza. They will go to universities. They will do that. Has this devastation, this hardened attitude, the killing of your leader, the targeting of many, many other leaders uh, of Iranian people, let's just say since the 12-day war and the current war, hasn't this changed your attitude on attaining a nuclear weapon for peaceful purposes? To say, there's disagreements between the United States, for instance, and North Korea. But everybody seems to appreciate that they will nonetheless not do what they're doing to you in North Korea. They wouldn't have done what they did in Venezuela if the Venezuelans had a nuclear weapon. It just serves to deter the type of aggression that we see being uh, implemented, being sort of forced against yourselves. Hasn't this war shifted attitude on whether you should attain a nuclear weapon or not?
It's an idea inside Iran or outside Iran. Some people from outside of Iran ask us, why didn't you build a nuclear arm for detent, for example? Uh, if you have nuclear arms, they think more about attacking you, like North Korea. But uh, generally speaking, uh, up to now, we're not looking for nuclear arms, and it's not in our security doctrine. The future, I don't know, but up to now, it is our firm position and firm policy uh, not looking to have nuclear arsenals and warhead. Um, as you mentioned, yes, this is the accusation that they start war against Iran, and President Trump several times declared that if we didn't start this war, the Iran would dominate all the uh, Middle East or Western Asia, and it was a threat for Israel.
Hmm.
Iran is not a threat for the United States. Um, they start this war at this accusation that Iran is the eminent threat to the United States. Everybody knows it's not correct. And they have miscalculation to start war with Iran. They underestimate our um, capacity and our power and our people. Uh, they think if they start war with Iran, the people come to the street to protest and to, for example, topple the government and political structure. But it shows that they have some miscalculation and they don't know the reality of Iran. The people of Iran came to the street to support, and now it is our uh, strong point of Iran, the supporting of people of Iran. They support government, and they have some another miscalculation. If they thought if they assassinate our leader, the system would collapse. But it not happened because the power in Iran distributed within the institutions, different institutions. It's not concentrate on a person, which is the leader. And by assassinating him, they think that everything would collapse in Iran. No, it's not happened. And the other important point is that um, we can defend ourselves, and the, um, the defense forces, our soldiers, that we're proud of them. They defend, and it is based on Article 51 of the United Nations Charter. Now we are defending ourselves. If they want to escalate and increase the tension, we increase the tension. If they want to attack our infrastructure, which are war crimes and crime against humanity, for example, uh, targeting some petrochemical infrastructure or electricity infrastructure, it is war crime. If they want to target, we recommend think again and do not start this kind of war against Iran. If they want to start this, we respond and we retaliate and we defend our people. It is our right to defend our people. Um, Trump has lots of uh, different position. For example, he came to say we don't want Iran have or has nuclear arms. We are not looking for nuclear arms. He caused lots of problem for our region by the blocking of Strait of Hormuz. Although the Strait of Hormuz is not closed, we declared several times it's open. It is not closed. It's just closed to our enemies,
Mm.
to United States, to Israel, and to its allies. It is open for the rest of the world. For our friends, it is open. But we do not accept that the regime of and the regulation of these very important uh, straits um, would be the same as before of the war. That should be different.
Mm.
And we, it means Iran and Oman, uh, will decide about the form of regulation after the war.
What if then do you attribute as the true reason? If nuclear weapons and uranium enrichment was a lie, in the analysis of Iran, what is the true motivation for this war, for the attack that you are enduring from the United States uh, and the Zionist regime of Israel? If what they've been saying is not true, then why do you think is the true motivation and the true objective on their part for the attack?
As you know, the president of the United States talked too much, and he, in this uh, speech, uh, clearly he described the intention and its aim and goal of starting this war. It's because of the natural resources of Iran. It's because of oil. And it's rooted to the policy of United States more than 70 years after the coup d'etat of United States against the national government of Mosaddegh in 1953. They're looking for our natural resources. Why they kidnapped the president of Venezuela?
Hmm.
It's because of the oil, because of the oil of Venezuela, because Venezuela, uh, the first country which has oils and natural resources and oil resources in the world. And the second is the Saudi Arabians, third is Iran. And besides of the other natural resources, for example, minerals, Iran is the first country and the or second country with the gas, oil, for example, the other materials and commodities in Iran. We have 7% of resources of the planet in Iran. It's a huge amount.
Mm.
And they're looking for that. He declared yesterday or uh, day before that, uh, he is going to uh, control the oil of Iran. We consider and we think that uh, these kind of gestures about democracy and the helping of Iranian people is not true. Uh, and it's the mask of Trump and the administration of Trump fall down. And everybody now knows they're looking for our natural resources, mainly oil and gas. And the strategic situation of Iran. And now with the Strait of Hormuz, everybody knows about the importance of presence of Iran in that part of the world.
When all fails, Ambassador, You have shocked the world by matching the aggression of two most powerful militaries in the world. You have took them on. You've been taking them on since the 12-Day War. You said Trump talks a lot. He has also admitted that they were shocked. And he has used an analogy in relation to their warcraft carrier, where they had to run for their lives. Iran has demonstrated the capacity to take them toe to toe. But people say now they're thinking of the West because they cannot leave the situation as having been defeated. I want to ask, are you scared that their next stage of attacks may include dropping a nuclear weapon in Iran? Are you in any way worried about that?
We um, we think about every scenario, and it is possible, but I think it's a disaster for humanity. If they want to use nuclear arms against Iran, it's a disaster. And it's a catastrophic happening all humanity, uh, for all countries. Uh, and I ask all the countries, be careful about this situation and show their opposition about this possibility. This is possible. It is possible, but I think there are enough wise and there is enough wisdom in the United States politicians and decision makers uh, not to go uh, through this decision. It's too dangerous for all, not only for Iran, but also for all over the world.
Mm.
And they should be careful about that. They should be cautious about that. And all the countries should clearly and loudly oppose against this policy and not to permit United States once more want to use this very dangerous attack and operation against any other country.
So, Ambassador, part of what Trump did, which um, I must say shocked us about the Strait of Hormuz, he started calling on his allies, including um, some of the BRICS members, including China, had joined the United States to come and defend, the Strait of Hormuz and open it. Um, uh, Nobody responded, but incidentally, you are faced with two countries. You're fighting the United States, attacks from the United States, attacks from Israel. You haven't called on your friends to help you on the ground, to help you fight back, or to help you keep the United States and Israel and its friends out of the Strait of Hormuz. Why hasn't Iran asked for help?
Uh, it is interesting that the Strait of Hormuz was open because of the war. It's closed, and now the main goal of Trump is opening the Strait of Hormuz. It was opened. Why did you start this war? And this war caused the close of Strait of Hormuz. And now the main goal of Trump is opening this very important passage for the vessels. It is not ridiculous. Um, it's true that um, he is in a dead end and begging the other countries to come to help him. He did a mistake. as I told you, they have lots of miscalculation about the power of Iran in controlling the Strait of Hormuz. You have a very long coast with that very important and strategic points of the world. We think that we can defend ourselves. We do not need any assistance from outside of the country. We are not begging to the others to come to help us. And Trump, uh, United States, and the Zionist regime, they are alone. Nobody come to help them. The main question is that why they start this war to take control of our national resources to prevent Iran fabricating or making nuclear arms. It is quite clear. He explained several times the Iranian policy is very clear. We are not looking for the arms. We believe on the um, security of our region, and all the countries should contribute in the security measures in our region, all the Persian Gulfs. We are brothers, we are neighbors, we are living for centuries and for thousands of years with each other peacefully. We don't have any ambitions with the soil or for the natural resources of our neighbors. We are satisfied with the quantity and quality of our country. But there is the policy, the warmongering regime of United States and Zionists start this war and imposed this situation not only in our region but also in whole the world. Look at the economic situation in the world. It is because of the war. And who will start this war? You are not looking for war. You are opposed. And we do not want war. And now we are asking not to ceasefire, to stop the war. It is very important that they should stop the war.
Maybe then, Ambassador, just on that breath, are there talks happening at the moment between the warring parties, Iran and the United States? Where are these talks happening, if they are happening? But also, what would be the conditions acceptable for Iran to stop the war? What must the United States say? What must Israel commit to in order for the war to stop?
We were engaging 2 times in diplomacy. We were talking to United States, in negotiating with the United States 2 times before 12-day wars in June 2025 and before 28th of February 2026. They invite us and ask us to have a negotiation with each other. And we started the negotiation. And sincerely, we entered to the negotiation to reach an agreement. Although we had an agreement that they didn't respect it. In 2015, we signed JCPOA with 5+1 at the presidency of Obama, with President Obama. We signed it. But with the Trump, when Trump came to the power, They want to destroy all the achievements of Obama, as well as the JCPOA. And in 2018, he withdrew this very important agreement between Iran and 5+1 and start imposing sanction against Iran. These are the realities. We were talking, we were in the diplomacy. They betrayed the diplomacy. They attack to the table of negotiation. What they start after the starting of this war. We are in the fifth week of the war, imposed war. After that, they figure out that they cannot topple the government, they cannot destroy our will. They ask for negotiation, and they send some mediators through messages. They send some messages to come to negotiate, to reach an agreement. The question is that we don't trust them. How can we trust the United States? This is for the third war, for the third time that if we enter negotiation with United States, who can guarantee that they would not betray once more to the diplomacy? And we ask them, we do not accept ceasefire. This is a circle that they start. Ceasefire, negotiation, attack. Ceasefire, negotiation, attack. No, we want to put an end to this circle. They should put an end to the war. They should stop the war. They should remove the sanctions, unfair sanctions. They should prevent Israel from attacking Iran. It is very important. We are ready for negotiation, but we have some preconditions. And it is very important that they respect our sovereignty, our independence, and not to betray once more the diplomacy.
The conditions include removal of sanctions.
Of course.
What else?
Put an end to the war.
No more attacks.
No more attack. Remove the sanction, and no more attack. Hold the region, whole region.
Including Palestine.
Include Palestine, include Lebanon. It is very important. In Yemen.
Let's come to South Africa now, Ambassador.
Good idea.
So many misinterpretations, misinformation about South Africa's relationship with Iran. Maybe we begin with the African National Congress. Are you able to frame for us what is the relationship the Iranians have with the liberation organization called the ANC, which has been presiding over South Africa's government since 1994?
It's a good question. I see recently, I've been here for 2 years. I want to tell you a very interesting memory of mine. When I was in Iran, when I was a student and studying at the university, there was a film. They screened in national TV of Iran. It's about the struggle of people of South Africa, Nelson Mandela and Winnie, and the struggle of people of South Africa and fighting against apartheid. And that time, there was a demonstration there, and Mandela came with Winnie to talk to people. And Winnie say a word that I remember that word until now. Amanda. Amanda, I didn't expect it that one day I myself become the ambassador of Iran to South Africa. Before here, I was ambassador to Ivory Coast, and my first mission was in Paris, second in Berlin, and third as ambassador was in Ivory Coast, and now in South Africa. It's interesting for me. I
Yeah.
remember that very interesting memory. Um, we support the struggle of South African people against apartheid system. It is based on our values. You know, after the revolution, with the direct order of Imam Khomeini, our late leader, we cut and stop relation with two regime, the two regimes, Israel
Hmm.
and South Africa. It is because of the atrocity and apartheid of these two regimes. You know, before the revolution, the Shah of Iran support the government of South Africa and supply more than 95% of crude oil of South Africa. And we were the shareholder of some refineries here. But with the direct order of Imam Khomeini, we stop relation with South African apartheid system and start to support the struggle of people of South Africa, regardless to ANC or other parties. We support the people of South Africa because we consider apartheid is an unjust and unfair system, and it's very dangerous. Discrimination is very dangerous for humanity, and it's an oppose of the goal and our desire, uh, which our revolution based on these desires and values. We support the struggle of people of South Africa, and after the collapse of apartheid, we uh, establish a new era of relation with South Africa, and we open our embassy in Pretoria, and it is about 31 years that we have official relations. Although the first contact between two countries came back to 80 years ago when the father of Shah of Iran exiled to Johannesburg, um, and he was here and he died here. But the new era of relations started 30 years, about 30 years, 31 years ago, and we support the people of South Africa, although we have some special relations with some parties that they support us. It's mutual respect, mutual support. For example, some uh, some parties, recent developments after attacking of the United States and Israel, and starting the war with Iran, they strongly support Iran. Um, uh, shall I
Yeah.
shall I
Yes.
give you the name of
Yes,
these parties?
please.
For example, EFF, ANC, EFF, and SACP. They support Al Jama and the other parties support us and released lots of statements and condemned brutal attack against Iran. They are our friends. We consider them as our friends because uh, they figure out that it is an unjust war that they should condemn it. It's it's a rule of jungle. Everybody that feels might start war against an independent country. As I told you, the United States kidnapped the uh, president of um, Venezuela, and they assassinate the leader of Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Who is the next turn? An independent country. It might be South Africa or the other countries. You should not allow them to normalize this ruling, this policy in the world.
BRICS, then, Ambassador, which South Africa has a big role in. There are other partners, such, for instance, as India. We have seen, President of India's very intimate or so relationship with
Prime Minister?
Prime Minister of India, with Israel. Very open cooperation with a state that has, by all international law, failed the test, but also engaged in a systemic crime as we speak, a systemic crime against humanity in Gaza. The question I want to ask, with India in mind, does BRICS, as a global association, represent an alternative to Euro-American imperialism, Euro-American colonization? Because sometimes when you say imperialism, what they're doing or what they did in Venezuela is colonial. Kill the president and tell those people you now report to America. Okay, imperialism in Iran, we want oil, we want a regime that is going to give us oil. Does BRICS represent a movement strong enough against this imperialist global assault led by the United States?
We consider BRICS as a new platform of cooperation between the countries, member countries. We do not consider BRICS should be a bloc um, against the other blocs and other countries. Just we want to facilitate, accelerate the cooperation between the membering countries of BRICS. Uh, you know, um, I think the main goal of the founders of BRICS, 5 countries, China, Russia, India, Brazil, and South Africa, is not creating a bloc in order to oppose or fighting with the other blocs. No, I think they want to form a new shape of cooperation between themselves. And because of that, Iran asked to join the BRICS in order to facilitate the cooperation and business with the member states. And now there is a huge amount of population. It is more than 40% of GDP of the world now. It's about half of population of the world. Um, I think the most and important points is to facilitate the business between the member state of BRICS. We do not consider BRICS should be a bloc uh, to fight or to confront the other blocs. We consider India as a friend, and we have a very good relation. Bilateral ties with India is very good. They are our friend. The community of Indian population support Iran. We have a very good relation with the government, regardless of the relation between India and the others. We have a very good relation. We have a very good cooperation bilaterally and within the BRICS or another international organizations such as NAM, such as United Nations. We are friends. We are not neighbors, but we are in the same region. We have lots of common interests. We work with each other. Um, um, they respect us, and we respect them. Um, Although there might have been some differences, different policy, um, but uh, common interest is much more than the differences.
I see. Ambassador, final question. The new phase of the war. As the United States targets civilian infrastructure, many people don't remember that the very first strikes were actually already on civilians, the bombing of the schools, for instance. The United States in this war, Israel in particular, has really not respected conventional conventional rules that are expected in the conduct of modern war. But you are aware that that is happening. When you retaliate to this dimension of the war, what will the retaliation of Iran look like? You have been targeting United States military bases in around the region, Western Asia or Arab countries, in UAE, in Kuwait, and all of that, Saudi Arabia. But these have been targets of military bases. As they now turn to your civilian infrastructure, when you retaliate, what is it going to look like?
As you mentioned, they started this war with war crimes. They target residential areas, civilian areas, and they kill lots of people, innocent people, mostly children. They fired against a school, elementary school, and they killed about 170. One body
Mm.
of the children recognized yesterday
Mm.
with DNA test. It's a catastrophe and it's a disaster.
Mm.
It's not just a war crime. They violate all ethical norms in the world. They should accept the responsibility and we make them accountable. We make them accountable. Um, you know, they threaten us to target our infrastructure, civilian infrastructure. For example, refineries, energy resources, or petrochemical, which has been targeted from last week. We respond. We should respond. We should defend ourselves. We target their infrastructure, the Israel infrastructure inside Israel. We target US bases in the region, in the Persian Gulf countries. They might, US forces, hide out. They might not in their bases out in, they are hiding in some, sent some hotels and some residential areas. They cannot escape if they want to uh, escalate and increase the tension. We increase the tension. That would be a very dangerous consequence for all. We warn them. If they want to pursue this policy, we do not scare about that. As I told you, they do not recognize, they do not understand the Iranians.
Mm.
We are not looking for war. We did not start this war. It is very important. But if they want to continue this war, if they want to increase the tension and target our infrastructure, we will target the infrastructure of the others. And the consequence of this and the end of this war would be catastrophe and disaster for all over the world, for all the countries all over the world. They should put pressure on the United States. They should put pressure. The first nation the citizens of the United States should put pressure on Trump to stop Trump, to prevent Trump. And the politicians, decision makers, be wise, rational. And the second, the other countries should not allow the United States do that. They want to burn whole the region.
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you.
I wish you the best.
At the end, I should appreciate you yourself that let me talk to South African. I should appreciate South Africans,
Yes.
especially during the 12-day war, and now with this war, they express their solidarity, their support. They are very supportive. They express their solidarity to the Iranian people, to the government of Iran. We appreciate it, and we wish you and South African all the best. Thank you.
We wish you strength too, Ambassador.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.